Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you to this episode of All Things Lean with your host Madhulika Rajahan. In our last episode, we talked about how Apple integrates Schneiderman's 8 golden rules. In today's episode, we will talk about how to use the product life cycle. The product lifecycle is an important tool for marketeers, management, and designers alike. It specifies four individual stages of a product's life and offers guidance for developing strategies to make the best use of those stages and promote the overall success of the product in the marketplace. Now, let's talk about each of these phases in a little more detail. The first of them being market introduction. Product branding and quality will be determined. Any intellectual property protection is obtained. Pricing may either be low to gain market share or high to quickly recoup development costs. Distribution is selective, pending market acceptance of the product. Marketing is targeted at innovators and early adopters to try and encourage rapid awareness during building for the product. At the point of market introduction, costs will be the highest. This is because economies of scale are yet to be realized and there are a few, if any, sales to drive costs down. Sales volumes will be relatively slow to begin with. Market adoption takes time to achieve. Little or no competition. It is hoped, though not always the case, that there will be little competition for a new product. Demand needs creating. Marketing is particularly important to create demand. Customers need to be encouraged and educated to use the product. Profitability, if any, will be low. The next phase is that of growth. Quality is maintained and development priorities, additional features, complementary products, and support pricing. Pricing will be maintained as the product is likely to enjoy a competitive advantage. Distribution is increased to accommodate increased demands. Marketing focuses on a wider audience. At the point of growth, costs begin to decline as economies of scale kick in. Sales volumes rise appreciably compared to introduction phase. Profitability will also rise. Brand or product awareness will rise as well. Competitors are likely to enter the market at this stage. The third stage will be that of maturity. Product features will normally be enhanced to enable strong differentiation of the product from competing products. Prices may have to be cut to ward off competitive threats. Distribution will become more intense and new initiatives and incentives will be introduced to try and encourage sales versus competitors' products. Marketing focuses on the differentiation of the product in the market. At the point of maturity, costs decrease to reflect rising sales volumes and the experience of the business in producing the product. Sales volume reaches a peak and market saturation is attained. Further competitors enter the market. Prices will drop based on competition. Brand differentiation and product differentiation becomes a possible strategy to protect market share. Profitability begins to decline. The fourth and the last stage of product life cycle is decline. Product goes into a maintenance phase. Attempts are made to recreate the product through new users or by significantly changing the product. The product may become a legacy offering sold to a niche group. Costs are reduced as far as possible. Finally, the product is discontinued when it is no longer economically viable to sell. At the point of decline, costs begin to become less than optimal. Sales volumes decline significantly. prices fall further. Profitability depends less on sales than the efficiencies of production and distribution efforts. It is worth noting that while products are often discontinued at the end of the life cycle, the businesses will usually remain and will be involved in other products by this stage. The diagram of the product life cycle represents an idealized product life cycle, and that most products do not follow the curve in a perfect manner. There might be sudden dips in sales during growth or maturity, which do not accurately reflect the position of the product in the life cycle, for example. Thus, there are no absolute indicators for the position of a product during the life cycle. However, there are general indicators which can be applied in the context of your own observations over time, which will give some indication of a product's position in its life cycle. It is important to note that a product life cycle is a complex thing. Some products have life cycles measured in months or years, whereas others may be measured in decades or centuries. Rising sales do not always indicate growth. Falling sales do not always indicate decline. Some products may not experience a decline at all within the lifetime of the business management team. Think about Coca-Cola, for example, which has enjoyed relatively consistent sales for over 100 years. Because of this, it is important to use the product life cycle as a guideline to which large quantities of common sense must be applied rather than to use it as a rigid tool for decision making. Maturity and decline, in particular, can be difficult to identify with. Any form of precision and strategic decisions must be approached with caution to deliver the expected outcomes. The product life cycle provides guidance to a business as it progresses a product from introduction to growth and maturity to decline. It is not designed to be a rigid tool, and it is important that common sense and general understanding of the market be used alongside the product life cycle in order to get the most value from it. Designers are most likely to be involved with the stages of introduction, growth and maturity, and be moving on to new projects when a product is in decline. Never forget Philip Kotler, the world famous marketeer's advice though. Watch the product life cycle, but more importantly, watch the market life cycle. It is not just products that come to an end, but markets can come to an end as well. With this, we come to an end to this edition of All Things Lean. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the comment section on what you'd like to hear more. Until next time, this is your host, Madhulika Rajahan, signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead.